If you had to choose how you died, how you go? On my own terms after I felt my life was fulfilled. Physician-assisted euthanasia. This is what I would want. If my body is broken beyond repair and I've lived a good life, I want to go out on my own terms without putting my family through the grief of dealing with a suicide. Amen. And I think this happens a lot already. Several years ago my mother was in the hospital after breaking her hip. She was 3 years into a rapidly accelerating case of dementia, but was responding nicely to bed rest and the pain medication 2 days after she fell. She was rather cheerful. There was no real chance she would ever recover from this type of injury, and especially in her mental state. By this point she only recognized my father, and she thought I was a nice boy who used to live down the street in 1974. Her doctor and I had a series of conversations about making sure she wasn't in any physical pain from the break. I also pointed out she had an AD on file with both her nursing home and hospice. There was a lot of repeating things that had just been said, and looking at each other while we nodded. My mother passed away 2 days later under heavy pain medication. Thank God for compassionate doctors and nurses. If the pain medication was administered primarily to ease her pain, then that's not euthanasia. That's a doctor or nurse realizing that as the injury was unrecoverable, and shifting the focus of care to pain management. The side effect of those levels of pain med may be death, but if the intent was to ease pain, then it's not euthanasia. That's professionals being professional, and doing what all good doctors and nurses should do. If the pain meds were administered with the primary intent of ending the patient's life, then that has a variety of names, depending on where you live. Either way, I'm sorry your mother is gone, and that the last few years probably weren't easy for you, and I'm glad her passing was gentle. Thanks. The end was merciful, all things considered. At 80 years old she thought her nursing home was her boarding school, and the aides were teachers. It was kind of sweet and typical of her. Riding a nuclear missile that is crashing into an alien mothership. Was that an Independence Day? More a combination of Dr. Strangelove and Independence Day. But what a way to go. Saving the species and feel no pain. Peacefully in my sleep. And 120 years old, in perfect health.